If I'm a fan reading the LA Times, I want that reporter asking the hard questions. That's my job.
Lance Buckmeyer, it's great to meet you finally in person. I'm interviewing 2 newspaper writers on an AM radio station about boxing in 2017. It doesn't get much older than this. Boxing, dead, not dead.
There's definitely a wave of excitement about this sport.
You'll have 2 fighters who are going to try to knock each other's heads off.
Very strong today. Is that how you win the fight?
With everything, his power, speed.
You can really be the Gennady Golovkin at his best, in his prime. I will.
Canelo Alvarez, like many other boxers in high-profile fights, regularly stage one big media day where all the reporters are able to come in and get access to the fighter and ask them the key questions about the upcoming fight. Obviously, there's a lot of talk about what's going to come after this fight against Chavez Jr. How can this fight better prepare you for what lies after this fight?
Yo estoy haciendo mis peleas, mi carrera, y no enfocándome en otras peleas.
But I still believe that Canelo's overall talent will shine in this fight. It is basically a battle for Mexico.
This fight is about pride.
This was one of the most unique weigh-ins that I've ever covered because Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. had to make a weight that he hadn't made in 5 years. If it was 164.6, he was going to have to pay a $1 million penalty, which is substantial. Canelo Alvarez has clearly gravitated to this moment. That's what I've seen. And I think he's prepared to stamp himself completely ready for Gennady Golovkin. He's talked about how badly he wants to win this fight and become Mexico's #1 fighter.
Canelo all the way, man. He's gonna win. Round 7. I take round 7.
Fight night is always like a stressful situation because you've got the action, but you don't have a whole lot of time to really wrap up and tell your story. You really have to be on your A game. Even though the action in the fight was just a complete domination, we've seen that settled. Canelo has said, like, you know, definitively with that performance, I'm boxing's next big thing. You know, here I am.
The winner by unanimous decision, Canelo Alvarez!
Golovkin, you are next, my friend.
What just happened right after the fight, after Canelo trounced Julio Cesar Chavez, is Canelo brought Triple G, Gennady Golovkin, into the ring and announced that they have a done deal for a September 16th fight.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's done.
This is the fight that people have been wanting. Both fighters are at their peak. Both fighters have tremendous knockout power, and both fighters do not take a step going backwards.
How excited are you to know that the Golovkin fight is going to happen now?
Quiero brindarle a la gente las peleas que quieren ver, y eso es lo que estoy haciendo y voy a seguir haciendo. Creo que esta pelea es más difícil que la de Golovkin.
About 5 years ago, Tom Loeffler, Gennady Golovkin's promoter, called me and he said, look, I have this middleweight champion who is going to be boxing's next big thing. I'd like you to just come by and meet him and let me know what you think. I think Gennady remembers that and he appreciates that. With that investment, you know, I was able to go to Tom Loeffler last night and say, I'd like to be able to talk to Gennady as soon as possible. And Tom said, sure, why don't you come up to the hotel suite here and we can set up a breakfast meeting. You can have as much time as you need to talk to Gennady and get his thoughts on the Canelo fight.
My focus more to Canelo. Same size, same power. This is like a dream fight.
Canelo Alvarez is ready for Gennady Golovkin. This fight is going to be the fight that everyone wants to see.
Canelo wanted this fight, we wanted this fight, and we made it happen.
The fans are going to get their money's worth.
This is the defining rivalry for both men. It should be a special night, September 16th.